Let's roll on to the next spot, 1 p.m. Eastern. Indianapolis Colts at Jacksonville Jaguars. These Colts 9-7, 5-2 on the road. Jaguars 2-14, 2-6 at home. We're at TIAA Bank Field, Jacksonville, Florida. What a horrific disgrace the Jaguars were last week. But let's not start there. Let's start with the Colts. Colts coming off a surprising 23-20 setback at home to the Raiders. Indianapolis has won 3 straight, 8 of 10 to move 1 win away from a postseason berth, but it couldn't hold a second-half lead against Vegas. Wentz struggled in his return from the COVID list, 16-27 for 148 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Michael Pittman caught 6 passes for 47 yards. T.Y. Hilton's lone catch was a weird bobble, 45-yard TD strike. Jonathan Taylor had another big game, carrying the ball 20 times for 108 yards and a touchdown. And Jonathan Taylor broke Edgerrin James' single-season franchise record of 1,709 yards. He has 1,734 with 1 game left. The defense played well, sacking Derek Carr twice, hitting him 5 times. Isaiah Rodgers and Darius Leonard each had picks. Defensive back Xavier Rhodes left with a hamstring injury. He's listed as day-to-day. Paris Campbell has been designated to return from the injured reserve, their wide receiver. That he'll help their wide receiver. And Pittman's has improved as the season's gone on, but they need help at wide receiver. A long snapper, Luke Rhodes, has been added to the COVID list. Offensive tackle Eric Fisher, safety Andrew Sandejo were inactive last week and are listed as questionable this week. Jaguars coming off an ugly 50-10 loss at New England. They came into the game missing 8 starters and 13 players in total sidelined due to COVID. That included 3 starting offensive linemen, left tackle Cam Robinson, center Brandon Linder, and guard Ben Barch, and 5 backups. They've lost 8 straight, 3 straight since firing Urban Meyer, 17 straight road losses, 253 yards of offense. We're 3-9 on third down. Trevor Lawrence was 17-27 for 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Laquan Treadwell led receivers with 6 catches for 87 yards. With James Robinson done for the season, Ogunbowale had 9 carries for 36 yards and 2 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. But their defense was atrocious. They couldn't get stops. They couldn't get pressure. They couldn't do anything. They finished with 0 sacks and 0 interceptions. Let's do a quick review of their status right now with COVID, and it's horrific. Here we go. So, excuse me. Barch is still on the reserve COVID list. Dan Arnold is on the reserve. Tight end Dan Arnold. Linebacker Caleb Chason is on the reserve COVID. Center Brandon Linder is still on it. Defensive end Larry T. McCray. Defensive tackle Jay Tufel. Punter. Oh, no. Logan Cook has an injury. Jacob Hollister, tight end, is on the COVID list. Safety Rudy Ford. Wide receiver Jaden Minkins. Offensive tackle Cam Robinson. Linebacker Dylan Moses. Safety Eric Wingard. Then you have Shaquille Griffin. Defensive end DeJuan Smoot are all on the COVID list. Birdie says Jags first quarter. Take it away here, Bebsie. Is there an angle? Colts, Jags, and let me just review this spot. We have the Colts opening up as 14.5-point favorites, now 15.5-point favorites. I mean, they have something to play for. And we go over to the cash flow in this spot. 58% of the tickets are on the Colts, just 58. We don't know the cash flow yet, and we have 42% of tickets on the under, 89% cash on the under. Take it away, Bebsie. Colts, Jags.
Well, Damon Santor kind of stole my thunder already with this stat, but maybe you missed it, Jimmy, and well, you're looking it up right now. So the Colts have not beat the Jags in Jacksonville in 7 years. They have not beat the Jags in Jacksonville in 7 years. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just struggle going down and playing in Florida or what. I don't know if it's in their head at this point, but I cannot back the Jags with that stat looming, or the Colts with that stat looming. As bad as Jacksonville has been and as good as the Colts have been, that's just a remarkable stat, considering that, okay, a couple of those years, the Jacksonville Jaguars were actually a very good football team. But last year I got knocked out of my Survivor pool week 1 because the Colts lost to the Jags in Jacksonville. So I'm not touching this. I'm going to stay the hell away from it. And to be honest with you, 16 points, Jacksonville playing spoilers. I think it's Jacksonville or no play here. And I know everybody in the chat is posting all these blowout scores. I don't think that's the case. I think this is going to be tough sledding. I do think Indy wins. I think they break that streak this year. But 16? Nope.
Yeah, it's very, very. I mean, the Jaguars have looked so bad. Right now, it's 15.5 at Pinnacle. Would you want to bet on the Jaguars here in Week 18?
God, no. I'm not going to bet on the Jags.
But you just don't want the Colts, is what you're saying.
I don't want the Colts. Obviously, they struggle playing down in Jacksonville. I don't know what it is, but 7 years in a row?
Burgundy bets looking at the Colts minus 7.5. Dennis Garcia says, give me Jacksonville. Ugly dog for me. Oh, that was an ugly 50-10 loss. I mean, it doesn't get much uglier than that. Slatsy says, what's the Jags team total? We'll let Pinnacle show us because Pinnacle usually has the best lines for this stuff. So let's see what the team total is for the Jaguars. 14.5, heavily juiced to the under. Minus 133 to the under. And Dennis Garcia said Jacksonville and the under. Okay, let's keep.
Listen, the Colts will win this game. I just don't think they win by that much.
Let's keep
laying money with Jacksonville. What are you guys nuts?